I guess back then they made smaller loaves.
Our first attempt at toast on our campfire toaster. Not too bad.
Yeah, that one could have made them.
Dehydrated bread. This is our toaster. This is a campfire toaster, but we're using it on a propane stove. We got barely any heat in there. Heat's starting to go. I can feel the heat out here. It'll toast bread. Necessity's the mother of invention. I guess when you need toast, you gotta come up with a way to toast bread. Gotta regulate heat a little bit. It got kind of hot kind of quick. It is big bread though. I guess you could turn the bread up on its side and get each edge. But it works. Morning, folks. Just buttoning up a few projects around here before we go to Texas. Let me take you over here. I have trenched and buried the sides of this garage. About got this one organized. We have quite a few things left to organize and put into these tents. We still got stuff on the trailer, but I've been organizing and hanging stuff, trying to get everything so that when I need to do a project, I don't have to hunt for bolts. I got this little thing out of the warehouse. I'm probably gonna have to move it because I have a whole nother side and I've got tons of bolts. But just trying to organize. We keep getting sidetracked. Went and had lunch with the first generation homestead. So now I'm gonna go over here, and these smaller posts that we used for corner posts are bending slightly and it's loosening the wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and tie this post over. I may tighten that top strand a little bit more, but we're going to pull this post over to where it will tighten, and then that one down there also I'm going to take and I'm going to pull it over and tighten it. I'm going to use this hay twine, basically is what it is, and it's made out of polypropylene strand, so it's non-conductive, and I'm going to just tie it over. This is just a temporary fence, so it doesn't really matter as long as it works for now until we get up our other fence. So what I did here is old dead log, and I just ran one strand of the hay twine from the top of the post. Now you can see it's pulled out. And if I was putting in a dead man, I would actually drive a stake in the ground at an angle and pull it down to it. But seeing how I have trees, and this ground is really loose. I mean, it's sandy. You have to get way down in order to have any compaction. So got this one done. I'm gonna go back up there and get the other one done. But this is a way you can, if you don't have a lot of fence, or if you're putting up you don't have a lot of posts, or you don't have really good ground, sometimes you can't get deep enough in the ground, you can put a dead man in and it'll help hold the post in the ground, and it'll help tighten the fence. This is just a temporary fence, so if you're building a temporary fence and you need to just drive a post in the center, you can always do a dead man. A lot of times on the desert I see a post and then two posts, one this way over here and then one out that way, and they've got dead men on them, post driven at an angle, wire put on them and twisted, and it'll tighten the fence. If you have to, you have to. We don't, this fence is not going to be permanent. It's not something that's going to stay here. Our house side is actually up on the hill, so all this is just temporary. It's basically just a camp, but we got to keep the cows out of there to keep things secure while we're building. So we don't want them getting in one of these tents and tearing everything up. A cow inside of there would be rough. So we're gonna take and go tie this one back to this tree, and it'll tighten up the fence even more. So I got this one tied off back to this tree, and then I just put a couple twists in these to tighten them. I actually broke one here and had to splice it. Flies are buzzing around this morning quite a bit. They seem worse this morning after the rain than they do any other time. Just put a couple twists in there, tighten everything up. Looks pretty nice now. Fence is tight. And the reason, biggest reason on this temporary fence I want the fence to be tight is I don't want a hot and a ground to take and touch, blowing in the wind or something. So they're not extremely tight, just tight enough to keep them separated. And that's what we need. Hey folks, appreciate y'all for stopping by. Got a few projects wrapped up today. We're headed into town to get us some ice cream. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you down the road.